We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Nice moon. Giant fucking moon. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in a rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and the rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, step, tap, step, step, tap. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of a conversation, it's quiet. And quiet quite apart from the relaxing one of the town at that. So, how's the mural going? We're gonna get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap, step, tap, step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku rests on is surprisingly steep, going uphill. We slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that, though, I notice that Hilly's lens slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting it as a gesture as if she wants to ask something. I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from our traveling companion, but only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? How do you mean? The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just... you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. They noticed it all too quickly. I'm not in a very good condition at all. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here? I mean... She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing that she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though. While I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's silly, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said that you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought... Lee doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lee's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising that she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty... I guess the best way to put it would be messed up heart. Arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it and spent most of the spring in the hospital. Ended up in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seemed to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. I can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. To my surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she comes to some sort of realization. Wait, so the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway... I grimace slightly. Her ability to connect the dots quite so fast is unexpected. Yep, I guess I'm a textbook example of why those rules about running the corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I intended. Lily visibly shies away from continuing the topic. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I tried off a reassuring smile, but then I realized the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of a mural, as if lightning struck her. She'd been so quiet, for almost all the walk back, that I all but forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm gonna go into fetal position, and throw up, possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. It's Friday and nothing's wrong yet. This mural is gonna be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs or time machine? It's not good, not good. So she's behind her schedule. Recalling she's in an exasperation that Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She has left herself open for a told ya so, unless she can pull off whatever she needs to by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mirror looking as mortified as she can. Leave me, I'm gonna need to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realize she's not one to do that sort of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was going to shock or something. I'm sure she'll be just fine. She's just, how to say... Lily cocked her head a little, Trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. Shiki goes at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talked to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight, apologetic smile, as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from coming closer to Rin. I'm not one to blame her, after all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably disguised as a yawn. I imagine she's exhausted at this as I am. I'd better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for the company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say, but that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin. Maybe. Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. Oh boy. And now we're on a different path. Look how easy that is. One decision just ripples everything. And suddenly you're branching off into an entirely different life. You know? Students roll into class for the Saturday morning session. Each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who have worked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, and then our time is our own. Mucho lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students are the only people here that enjoy the late Friday nights. I know we just saw this, but whatever. Without saying a word, he scrawls some pages and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him. It appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That could probably be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. Probably doing council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. What if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she's making up for Shizune's lack of voice? I don't think so. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed to think about Misha that I don't even notice Muto approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good. But I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. So, tell me, how are things? Things? I expected Muto to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. You know, things. You've had a week to settle now, so how are things? Fine, I guess? I see. And how is your, condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. I haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across Muto's face. Good, that's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. In another life we have, definitely. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we would try to give you the level of education that you get in normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know what those limits are, and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I guess. I mean, I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Muto taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you've got to keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? Right. Wouldn't want that happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Muto's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight, I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictable Muto. Well then, I think that's all I really have to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief for that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For an instant, I consider replying this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. Again. A few students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the question on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Muto does not even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him there. Class returns to the new silence that Muto and I left it in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest, or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. Clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away, until finally, the bells cry out, ending the torment. before you all leave. I expect these answers. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The class empties in a blink as everyone rushes to the last minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend, with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Hanako's the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least somewhat nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's none of my business, and I naturally don't ask about from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, bullshit. Neither tries to strike up a conversation about that, or anything else either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn the page of my notebook. Hanako turns the pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper, just when I was about to finish a paragraph. The sound of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood of the classroom. Hanako keeps her eye firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako? Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump for her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall again. Hanako idles back to the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye, out of sheer curiosity at the idea of the two that would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at her desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through at this rate. We read just as fast as how! Maybe, kind of. But why would Lily leave her to her own devices? It seems to be quite out of the ordinary, going by Hanako's reaction. That's right. I think Lily mentioned something about going to town today before Vin bumped into us. The thought of that walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and occasional people wandering around and enjoying the afternoon makes me yearn to get out of the school. Let's do something other than sit here. Giving it to one of my worst vices, procrastination. I decide that history is a subject best studied on a Sunday, or Monday, or on any day other than this one. I give a grunt as I lever myself out of my seat, briefly debating whether myself or not to hang out with Kenji. He doesn't strike me as the enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person, really. I guess I'll catch up with him later. So we are bros with him. Changing tacks, I briefly entertained the idea of talking with Hanako, but by the time I look at her seat, it's vacant. She must have left for the library. There's gotta be something I can do to kill the time. Well, we have now come to a decision. Lily, Hanako. What do you think? Go to the library. Library seems as good a place as it goes any. Hanako looked at her if she was taken pretty off guard by Lily leaving, so she might have wanted someone to talk to. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I make my way out of the classroom. I walk down the hallway to the library, past a multitude of closed doors. Through each one, the sound of furious rehearsal can be heard. Rock music blares out of one door, almost as loud as a concert. I guess that's one of the advantages of a private school. There are actually enough room to go around at a time like this. And when I think about it, the grounds and buildings of the school are kept in pretty good condition. That can't be too cheap. I've heard that this place has some pretty serious benefactors. The walls of the library only partially insulate the noise of the festival preparations, but they're the only sounds that we heard. Not a soul stirs here, with everyone apparently enjoying the weather outside or working on festival events. Yuko isn't here either. Maybe she doesn't work on Saturdays. I quietly walk through the library, now fairly familiar with the layout. I head to the back where Hanako's private little corner is. I run my hand along the spines of the books on the way through, feeling the individual texture of each as I glance across the titles. I used to do this all the time at the library at the hospital. Some things never change, I guess. Even though it wasn't really a library, it was like a storeroom. The smell of the library. No matter how much care you take, the paper and books is always going to degrade with time. Probably, no matter which library you go into, anywhere in the world, it must have that same musty smell. I find something that looks light enough to read without any major thought involved, then look for Hanako in the reading area. Once again, she's sitting on a beanbag with her back to a bookshelf, reading the same book she had been in the classroom. She's slowly making her way through the pages. Unlike last time I saw her here, I quietly take a seat in her beanbag. The noise is enough to catch her attention, but not startle her. The delicate routine that must be followed each and every time I try to talk to her almost feels like a hunting game. Is that the same book as before?
Yes, I'm almost finished.
Cool. What if I should... Do you mind if I borrow it when you're finished? My mouth is faster than my mind, it seems.
Sure. You may not like it, but...
I'm sure it can't be that bad. After all, you've stuck with it, haven't you?
I guess.
I settled into my beanbag and set about reading my own book that had been buried in my bag. It's a light novel about pirates. To be honest, I'm barely skimming over the words, having chosen the book merely because it belongs to a different genre than I usually read. I like pirates. Finding it hard to muster enough enthusiasm to finish the book, and noting that I've inadvertently distracted Hanako quite a bit, I decided to try and make conversation. So, is Lily left without you? She nods before taking her eyes off her book. She must have been really into it after all.
Lily said that she had to go and meet someone.
Oh?
Akira, her sister.
Sister? I've been here to talk about family.
She and Akira used to live together.
I thought all the students lived in the dorms.
We don't have to.
It was easier, right? I mean, there's food here and you're close to the school. I think I've ever been to class in time so often in my life. Her badly hidden smile proves quite rewarding. In the back of my mind, I know that I have a bit of homework to catch up on, but it's quite comfortable in here. No one can find me and force me to working for their pet project either. Yep, Emmy and Rin over there, and Shizune and Misha, I'm sure. Though, now that I'm thinking about the festival, another question comes up. Hey, Hanako, what are you doing for the festival? For a split second, I think that Hanako's about to throw a book in the air from shock.
Sorry?
I was just asking what you're doing for the festival tomorrow. Anything planned?
I don't know.
Hanako answers in the way that people do when they don't want you to ask any more questions. I take it large crowds and loud music aren't really her thing. No, okay. Change the subject. So, what's Lily's sister like?
She's nice. She's pretty like Lily, but she dresses businesslike.
Businesslike?
She's always wearing a suit.
I see. And that makes her less pretty somehow? Hanako gives an embarrassed shake of her head.
No, just different.
I'll admit, this has got me intrigued. You hear Hanako talk about someone other than Lily's at first, and be complimentary about it too. But as I try to picture this mystery sister, all I can think of is Lily in a suit, and I can't imagine that not being attractive. Not at all. Well, one day you have to introduce me to her.
Okay.
Our brief conversation ends as abruptly as it started, and we both routine to our novels. Routine to our novels! Return. The passage of time is marked only by the gradual movement of the patch of light cast through the window. No clocks in here? Slowly, the noises from the various rehearsals in the building fade out and die as students start to get hungry and tired. Just thinking about that makes my stomach turn knots around itself. I think it's time to head back. Do you think Lily would be back right now? I think I'm about to head back to my dorm. I'm pretty tired from this week. Not a word that is a lie. Moving to a new school as it ramps up for a major event has been taxing, to say the least. I can feel myself nodding off as I read my book.
Okay, I might stay here a little longer.
Looking at Hanako's book, I can see that she's only a few pages away from completing it. For a moment, I consider hanging around till she finishes it, but once again, my stomach turns, emitting a gurgling sound. Sure thing. Well, I'm gonna head off before it gets dark. See you around, okay?
Okay. See you, Sal.
Later.
Sal?
Hmm?
Thank you for hanging out with me.
I can see how hard it was for her to get that simple sentence out of her mouth. It leaves me hanging for a moment. So, there is someone in the school who is even lonelier than me. Maybe lonely is the wrong word. I haven't been exactly lacking company for this first week, but I've still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is the wrong word for Hanako too. She has Lily after all, doesn't she? And Akira, and Emmy, kind of. I don't know. I still don't know if they're friends or not. Kind of. They know each other at least. Rin, not so much, obviously. I realize I've been standing there for far too long without answering, and pull off a flawless, not too exaggerated smile. You're welcome. Good night, Hanako.
Night.
I leave her to finish her book and head back to the dorms, and the promise of food. Food. Lovely. God. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's a Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low quality food. I throw back a handful of morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There'll be a few exams the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not worried about them as I probably should be. Wait, is the festival today? I think I missed something. Yeah, okay, it is. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans since everyone else is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly something like a fort, complete with no girls allowed sign. and with girls crossed out and Buddy crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. No, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. We're just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school's out there already. Not where? Why? What? What? It's today's special? Where are they? Who are they? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden boots outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed all the time. This was a snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? Oh, shit, that's today? Ah, damn. Damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my foot finished yet. This is bad. Oh my god, Kenji. This is gonna be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. It's gonna be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're gonna be everywhere. The people outside my window socializing. Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's gonna be loud as hell. Damn. I was gonna go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn. And I couldn't even prepare for it. Couldn't even brace myself. And now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know. But I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry. Thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today? Weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though. There's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it. They'll leave me alive out there, I know it. That has to be a joke. But he said with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you gonna do? We stay hang out in here. You gotta build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I don't know. I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool. And I gave a hand with it, so I want to see at least that one and chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Are you out of your mind? That blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought you were also... him. He holds up his hand and interrupts me. Only legally. Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before me has seen. Kenji looks stoically into the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a quarter wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I could see the future of mankind. It's a dark one, unless the threat of woman is stifled. They are everywhere. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down as the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm gonna have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, then knock the lights out of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Excuse me while I go beat myself with a frying pan. Or with the lip balm. Or with the phone. Yeah, probably the phone. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. Door slowly closes with a creak. I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. But we're going to the festival. After buying a plastic plate of takoyaki from a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away the rather bland-tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing and didn't cost much. Oh, takoyaki! Isn't that octopus? I think it's octopus. Or it could be filled with octopus, I think. We had that in I heard a mention of Junior with the whole takoyaki party with all the octopus squid things raining from the sky in Rebirth 2, whatever. As I look out towards the school, watching people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time as they eat. Little children accompanied by parents or grandparents scamper about in the din from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people here is skewed towards the elderly, something that I'd also noticed when I was walking around town. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that lived here their whole lives and ardently refused to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes away to explaining how conservative Yamaku school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kind of like how calm Yamaku and his surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting, now that the hottest part of the day is here. Excuse me, Hisao, I'm looking outside and I see a lot of snow, so, too bad for you. But you're moving, Gah! Sound of the Carillon, I don't know, bells, takes me completely by surprise as I stand up. A reaction shared by a few people strolling around as well. PA systems crackle to life after toll bells end. Its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternative pained and bored grimaces of their younger chargers. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay it little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if not overly enthusiastic applause, then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all these people around. I decide to fall back on a tried and trusted rule. Go where everyone else seems to be going right now. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Throwing these plate into a trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Come on, Hisao, you could have used that for other food. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner, with a blue pattern, border, and red text. Lily's stall is a good place to start as any. I'm curious to see how it's going, after all the work she and the class have been doing for it. Stepping up to it, I began to see why the class took so long to organize everything. So, that's clearly not the banner, even though that is red text and blue border. We definitely did not paint that. I don't think our banner is here. But, Coca-Cola, so you know. This isn't an actual representation, but it's good enough. Easy twice as wide as many of the other stalls, and with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere, it's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As a student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. Girl behind it seems quite exasperated, and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere, as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients, while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher at 3-2. I think his name was Damiya. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them. Talking with the teacher, she quickly counts the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears there's been some problem in coordination. While I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment, before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off, somewhere. How coincidental that you're now taking this spot, Lily.
Sorry about that. We're having problems. What would you like?
Takes me a second to remember what I come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side to read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess some miso soup?
Ah, is that Hisao?
Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms as she drops her waitress facade.
Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half what we needed.
Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover the problem?
It seems that we'll have to do. Though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either.
The guy's behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. Couldn't be over about 8. I take it that's why your teacher left?
That's right. She's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help.
Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backwards, see an elderly couple taking place in line. I guess I better stop loading around chatting. Here's the money for the soup.
Soup? No, right, coming right up.
Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them out with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed over the correct change, she puts it into a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks, I'll come back to drop off the bowl.
Thank you, Hisao. Oh, there is one other thing. Have you seen Hanako?
Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment.
It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done, then?
Sure. I'll keep an eye out for Hanako, too.
Thank you, Hisao.
I walk from the stall and find a seat, carefully crating the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be. Perhaps the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well.